As we move into 2026, this channel is about helping artists build sustainable businesses with clarity, responsibility, and integrity, not pressure or hustle. So let's begin. This week, I want to share an artist win, but more importantly, I want to talk about what actually made it possible because it's very easy to look at outcomes like visibility, partnerships, or sales and assume they came from confidence, exceptional talent, or luck. Most of the time, they don't. What usually makes the difference is a much quieter decision, one that happens before any of the external results are visible. And that's what I want to unpack today. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about a foundational principle inside artists in business that responsibility comes before readiness, not confidence before action, not clarity before commitment, not feeling ready before you move. Responsibility first. And one of the first reasons we stay with that principle longer than feels comfortable is because understanding something intellectually is very different from experiencing it in real life. You don't really know a principle until you see how it plays out under pressure. When fear is present, when certainty is missing, and when waiting would feel safer. That's why I want to share this story. Shirley, an artist we work with, was recently featured on her Dream Influencers podcast, an audience of over 100,000 listeners. Not only that, but the influencer revealed a portrait Shirley created for her live on the podcast and then shared it again on Instagram. Now, from the outside, this looks like a huge win, and it is. But what most people don't see is what happened before any of that. Before the podcast, before the post, before the visibility. Shirley was deeply afraid to share her story publicly. She didn't feel confident. She didn't feel articulate enough. She wasn't sure how her work would be received. In fact, everything in her nervous system told her to wait, to refine a little more, to feel stronger first, to be more ready. But instead of waiting for readiness, she chose responsibility. She posted anyway. And not only that, she tagged the influencer she admired most, even though that felt terrifying. And that single act wasn't strategic brilliance or bold confidence. It was simply being responsible. Responsibility for learning what would happen if she showed up honestly before she felt ready. That one decision sparked a conversation. That conversation led to a relationship, and that relationship created momentum. Not because Shirley forced an outcome, not because she hustled, not because she performed confidence she didn't feel, but because she was willing to enter the learning process instead of waiting for certainty. This is what responsibility before readiness actually looks like in practice. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, and it doesn't guarantee an immediate result, but it does guarantee access to feedback, connection, and information you cannot get from the sidelines. And over time, that compounds. This is why we're still working with practice number 1 this week, intentionally. You don't skip foundations, you deepen them. If you haven't worked through it yet, I created a short companion practice called Responsibility Before Readiness to help you identify where you might be waiting and how to take one grounded step into learning without pressure or feeling like you have to hustle. You'll find the link below. And as you think about Shirley's story, I'll leave you with this question. Where might one responsible action lie in your world right now that you could take to move you out of your comfort zone and into exploring potential connections? Please share in the comments below. I can't wait to look at those with you and see how we might even be able to make one thing happen in that regard. If this way of thinking about building an art business resonates with you, you're welcome to subscribe here. I share new conversations and practices regularly, and I can't wait to share the next ones with you.